So today I'm going to talk about the Federal Highway Act of 1956 and how it transformed life in America. This law is one of the most important infrastructure projects in the United States. It didn't just create highways, it changed how people travel, where they live, how business operate, and how the country developed. Even today, we still depend on this system whenever we drive on an interstate highway. Next slide. So before this law was passed, traveling across the United States was much slower and more difficult than it is today. Roads were often narrow, poorly maintained, and sometimes not even paved. Many roads went directly through small towns, which caused traffic, congestion, and delays. Long distance travel could take days or sometimes even weeks. As more Americans began owning more cars in the 1950s, these problems became more serious and it became clear that a better transportation system was needed. So what the law did. So the Federal Highway Act of 1956 was signed into law in 1956. It created more than 40,000 miles of highways across the United States, forming the Interstate Highway System. Um, this system connected major cities and regions, making travel much faster, safer, and more efficient. It also became the largest public works project in American history. So President Eisenhower strongly supported this law because of his personal experiences. In 1919, he participated in a military convoy that attempted to travel across the United States. But the trip took over 2 months due to poor road conditions. Later, during World War II, he saw Germany's Autobahn system, which allowed for fast travel and efficient travel too. These experiences convinced him that the United States needed a modern highway system. Why it passed? There were several important reasons why this law passed. First, the number of cars in the United States was increasing rapidly, and the existing roads were not designed to handle that level of traffic. Second, the government wanted to improve transportation to support economic growth. Businesses needed a faster and more reliable way to move their goods. Third was the national defense was also a major concern during this time. Um, and the reason why the highways are so wide is so that if we were to get invaded, the strip was long enough so that planes would be able to land and also take off in case of a national emergency. Next slide. So the Cold War. During the Cold War, there were fears of a possible nuclear attack. Highways were seen as important for national defense because they could be used to evacuate large cities quickly. They also allowed the military to move troops, equipment, and supplies more efficiently across the country. This made the highway system a key part of defense planning. Features. So the highway system had several important features. The federal government paid around 90% of the cost, which made it possible to build such a large system. The rest of it was funded by the states. The roads were designed for speed and safety, um, with wide lanes, multiple lanes in each direction, and no stoplights. This allowed for smooth and efficient travel around the nation. So here's a picture of the highway system. The highway system had a major impact on the economy. Businesses could transport goods faster and more efficiently, which helped them grow and expand. Um, Another industry was the trucking industry. Became more important, allowing products to be delivered across country. This helped connect different regions and improve trade. The highway also changed everybody's lives. Um, the business like motels, gas stations, and fast food restaurants appeared along the highways. These made travel more convenient and comfortable. Families could take road trips more easily, and long distance travel became much more common and affordable for the average American. So, because highways made commuting easier, right? Um, Many people chose to move out of crowded cities into suburban areas. So, areas where there's a big community. Suburbs grew rapidly during this time. Families could have larger homes and more space while still be able to work and travel in the city. As suburbs grew, many cities began to decline. People and businesses moved away from urban areas, which caused economic problems. Some cities lost populations and resources, leading to long term challenges in the future. So, another negative effect was the impact on communities. Highways were often built through low income and minority neighborhoods. This forced many people to leave their homes and destroyed entire communities. These decisions had a lasting social and economical effect on the community. The highway system also affected the environment. More highways led to more cars, which increased pollution in the air. It also increased the use of fossil fuels, contributing to environmental problems like climate change, as we see. So, highways changed American culture by making travel easier and more common. Road trips became a popular activity, and people could explore different parts of the country that they couldn't experience before. This helped create a stronger national connection. So the highway system also changed how people shopped. Large shopping centers and malls were built along near the highway, making them easy to reach by car. This led to a shift away from small local stores. So today, the interstate highway system is still a major part of the American life. Millions of people use it every day for commuting, travel, and transporting goods. It continues to support the economy and connect the country. In conclusion, the Federal Highway Act of 1956 was one of the most important laws in American history. It improved transportation, right? It boosted the economy and supported national defense. However, it also caused environmental problems and harmed some communities. Its effects are still seen today. And thank you.